Solutionaries is about highlighting problems, but more importantly, it's about the search for answers.
Every opportunity that we can to talk about it and normalize it makes a difference.
We show you the results and how it helps others. Sometimes there are limitations.
It's hard and I don't always want to do it. If I don't do it, I'm not giving the best of myself.
But when it comes to death, what is the solution? Well, there are a number of problems associated with this topic. In fact, the mere thought can incite fear in most people. Death anxiety can also be triggered from a traumatic event, like the loss of a loved one. But the path to peace does exist.
My name is Aspen Amon, but when I do my gong work and my sound healing work, I use the name Sound Mirror because I prefer the focus to be on the work.
And she has a passion to heal others using sound from a gong she considers to be sacred.
I won't say that it's a one-time fix. It's not like you go one time and you're not afraid of dying anymore. No, that would be disingenuous to say. But what it does as a practice, it really allows you to release stress, which is the first thing we really have to do, is get people down and more grounded and more inside of themselves. And we tell them inside the gong meditation, whether it's a one-on-one or a group session, we say release expectation. Just be here. Just listen to the sounds, feel the vibrations, and what's going to happen is what you need to experience.
It's something she prefers not to do on camera, but she allowed us to film a brief demonstration.
I'm going to ask you to focus on your breath. Simply allowing your breath to be.
The vibrations from the gong could be felt throughout my whole body, and when it was over, I felt a wave of peace.
For that experience, definitely didn't feel how tight my body was in general until after the I guess the gong started ringing. You could feel those vibrations really just relax you, and it did feel like it kind of just takes you somewhere else.
Studies show methods like this can help reduce stress, remove emotional blockages, and promote awareness and appreciation.
So if we can do a meditation practice to get ourselves grounded in that reality that this happens to every one of us, then we're going to approach that practical side of preparing for the inevitable for ourselves and those around us.
This peaceful practice is just one way some are embracing life and death at ABODE Contemplative Care for the Dying. For people here, it's simply a home.
Here we care for people who are at the very end of life. ABODE partners with every hospice agency in town. And when hospice determines that their patient can no longer be at home, they can come to ABODE, come and live the rest of their days in one of our 3 beautiful bedrooms. We just love them up until they're ready to die.
Executive Director Mary Thorsby says homes like ABODE were common prior to hospitals.
People died at home. People were used to taking care of each other and being there for one another until they died. And it was very normal and natural. It was just a part of life.
She showed us some of the unique features around the property, like this meditation labyrinth. The home is also staffed with people referred to as end-of-life navigators. And there's also a number of programs to help normalize the idea of death and grief. Thorsby has seen people overcome their fears during her time at ABODE. She believes it's a home that harbors hope.
Our vision at ABODE is that we live in a world where death is not feared, and we live fully until we die. When we see guests who come here scared, and then over the course of a couple of days or maybe a week or 2, they just lean into it. They know they're dying. We've given them opportunity to say what needs to be said, reunite them with their families, talk about their lives, and just do the internal work that we all need to do before we die.
So a week after we shot our story, I was invited back to ABODE, but this time I decided not to bring the cameras just so I could get the full meditation experience. And I'll be honest, I was a little nervous at first because I wasn't sure what to expect. But overall, the experience was calming, it was eye-opening and moving. But death anxiety is a real thing, and people still struggle with anxiety on a day-to-day basis. However, there are things you can still do to help. First, avoid things that trigger that anxiety, like alcohol, drug use, and even caffeine. Make sure you have a good support system around you. And lastly, if you feel something's off, make sure to talk to a professional. So after watching this story, how do you feel about death anxiety? Is it something that you fear or still struggle with? Or have you found a creative solution to combat those fears? We'd love to hear from you. Please leave your comments in the section below.
Be sure to subscribe to Solutionaries to see all our latest videos right here on YouTube.